Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. AMC stock is up about 7% today following initial jobless claims coming in worse than expectations, which is very much seen as a positive thing for the markets in this day and age. Potentially less tightening from the Fed, less of a chance that we're going to get that deep recession that some people are calling for. Now, with AMC stock more specifically, if we take a look at the Ortex data, the short interest continuing to rise today. Cost to borrow rates across the board, the average, the max, they are rising as well. So we're going to get into everything you guys need to know with AMC, with the broad markets. Let's get to it, guys. Last Thursday of 2022, the last Friday of 2022 will be tomorrow. So let's get straight into it, guys. First things first, AMC stock is up 6.38% at the time of recording this video. The low we did set yesterday for 2022 at $3.81. You're currently at $4.09 per share. So this is very much a positive move, and we're really looking to get back close to that $5 price target. The good thing about this is that tomorrow you really don't have much economic data. You don't really have anything besides some bond auctions that could move the markets, but it's not going to be more significant than what we are seeing today. So this bullishness could actually last the rest of the day today and tomorrow. Another reason potentially for that is a lot of investors, if you have not tax loss harvested yet, that window is really gone due to the T+2 settlement time. So in theory, if you were to sell a stock today and try to tax loss harvest that, it's not going to clear before the end of the year, and potentially you would not be able to write that off on your taxes because it would clear in 2023. So that is another big reason people are talking about over on the Bloomberg terminal, why the markets might be reacting so extra positive to these initial jobless claims numbers. And it wasn't the initial jobless claims numbers that really sparked this rally. It was the continuing jobless claims. So jobless claims, just for last week, for December 24th, you did see 225,000 claims. That was right on the estimate of 225,000 claims. So it was right on expectations, but the continuing jobless claims for December 17th, we were expecting 1.68 million continuing jobless claims. We got 1.71 million continuing jobless claims. So that was much worse than what we thought, which again is potentially much better for the odds of a recession, for the odds of the Fed continuing to raise rates. It's at least showing that the labor market might be softening a little bit further, and that is what the markets want to see. That's what the Fed wants to see. So that's the big thing today that is causing the markets, the NASDAQ, to rally almost 3%, the S&P to rally 2%, and the Dow to rally about 1.5%. Russell 2000 as well, up 2.30%. Other than that, we really didn't get anything else that came out today. So let's now get into AMC stock, what the situation is with the Ortex data. So today, Ortex is telling us there's almost 500,000 shares that have been sold short. Now we're sitting at almost 112 million shorted shares. The live short interest of free float sitting at 21.66%, up 0.38% here on the day. So short interest levels approaching the highest levels of 2022. So that is definitely a positive thing. When the price of the stock does start to make that upside move, you could definitely start to see shorts getting squeezed out of their positions, especially if they were, shorting at the bottom. Think about it. If you shorted yesterday, if you're a short, you're down on your position here today. So that is potentially a positive thing. Now, if we take a look at the cost to borrow rates, we are getting some live readings from Interactive Brokers. A lot of the day, there's been 0 shares available to be lent out, but just about a half an hour ago, there's 200,000 shares that were available to be lent out, but cost to borrow rates continue to spike over there, now sitting at 114%. And this is just Interactive Brokers. So Robinhood, Webull, TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, all these other brokerages, they're going to have their own rates, right? But on average, the cost to borrow rate for AMC stock is sitting at 299%, almost 300%. Cost to borrow max sitting at 328%, and the cost to borrow minimum is 262.13%. So these numbers are obviously very, very high. So that definitely helps put pressure on the shorts, especially considering that a lot of these loans they're getting when they take out a short position, they're a lot of the times variable, right? Depending on, risk. If you short AMC at one time compared to another, there's going to be higher risk, usually at different points. So that's why you tend to get fluctuating cost of borrow rates. It's not like a fixed rate once you take out your shares to short. It does tend to vary. So these elevated cost of borrow rates definitely put pressure on the shorts, especially when you're seeing a day like today where the markets just flipped out of nowhere and are now very, very bullish. AMC stock up 6.38%. It's been a while since the stock has seen a day like that one, and I do think tomorrow could also be a very positive day for AMC due to the fact you don't have a lot of economic data, you don't have earnings, you don't have much, and you're really not going to see a lot of that tax loss harvesting either, because like I said, the settlement time T+2, you don't have time to even sell a stock and let that actually settle before the end of the year. And that's what a lot of people are talking about over on the Bloomberg terminal, guys. So there is that information. If we take a look at the option activity for the day, 13 orders totaling about $2 million, positive order value of 2%. Not good as far as option activity, and it really has not been good. Over the past week, you have seen 283 orders totaling $112 million, positive order value of 7%. So that means essentially out of $112 million of option activity, you've seen roughly $9 million of positive option activity heading into AMC. Definitely not good. It has helped keep the stock down quite a lot over the past couple of weeks. So there is that information. If we do dive into other things that you guys need to know, like the technicals, you're sitting at a really key level here where you could get this bounce back to $5, or you could retest the lows. Now everyone is calling for a retest of the broad market lows in the first half of 2023. So in that sense, maybe AMC has already made that move before, right? AMC doesn't necessarily have to go down with the broad market. Some of the best days in 2022 have been, days where the markets were down a lot. AMC has seen some of the best days on those days. So you can see this adverse reaction, and the further that the markets do drop and AMC can hold up, theoretically, if that does happen, makes it a lot more bullish for AMC, because you see hedge funds overall portfolios going down with the markets, and AMC potentially not playing along, not giving them that short additive to try to offset some of their losses in their broad portfolio. So long story short, portfolio values going down because the markets are crashing, and AMC not crashing as much. That's a bullish thing for AMC if hedge funds need to pull collateral from certain positions to remain in other positions. Well, AMC seems like a viable target, especially at these levels, because after all, how much can you really squeeze out of AMC if you're shorting the stock at this point? The stock can only go to zero, but it can go to infinity to the upside, right? So they've squeezed a lot out of the stock already, and I think that for us makes the risk to reward a lot more attractive, and that's a reason why I am long AMC at these levels. And just like yesterday, if you had listened to that video and actually went long, obviously not financial advice, not a recommendation, all of that good stuff, you guys know the spiel, but you'd be up 6% or more from the time that those videos were put out yesterday, guys. So there is all of that information. Like I said, not too much to actually add. We do want to watch and see how the markets close by the end of the day. But as far as AMC, as far as the RSI, the MACD, extremely oversold, in deep oversold territory. The RSI under 30 is definitely an indication that you're probably due for a bounce, because when you get the RSI under 30, doesn't tend to stay there for all too long. If we take a look at CNBC as well, there's literally nothing as far as major headlines going on. You do see that Elon Musk tells employees don't be bothered by stock market craziness, that Amazon has lost half its value this year as tech stocks got crushed and recession fears grow. There's literally not a lot happening right now, and there won't be tomorrow as well. Where things will really get interesting is going to be next week, the first week of 2023, and you're going to get a lot more of that positioning for the full year of 2023, guys. So that is going to be it for this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.